Plaintiff Charlie Dale says after the defendant proposed to her, she was forced to buy her own engagement ring. Charlie claims she left the defendant after she discovered he was trying to have sex with another woman, and she's suing for the engagement ring, a dog, and accessories. Defendant Eddie Heck insists he never tried to cheat on Charlie and claims she's the one who walked out on him based on her misconceptions. Eddie refuses to pay for the ring because Charlie gave it back to him, and he's countersuing for slander.
Start with you.
All right, well, first of all, Your Honor, I'd like to say that I'm very grateful that I'm here today, just because if I wasn't here, I would have been making a huge mistake by marrying him. I mean, I put up with so much crap from him messaging some girl on Facebook saying that she needed to come to Des Moines so that he could have sex with her, from him drinking from the time he got up to the time he went to bed, leaving a mess around the house all the time for me to pick up.
Oh, you all lived together?
Yes.
For how long? For
probably like 2.5 months, maybe.
How old are you?
I'm 20.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
When did you start dating? How do you know each other?
I met him at a barbecue in 2010 on the 4th of July.
How long did you know him before you two teenagers moved in?
Probably like a month before I moved in with him the first time.
Did your parents advise you against it?
My dad did, yeah.
Okay. Good enough. Moved in with him a month after meeting him when you all were teenagers, and it didn't work out. That's essentially what you're saying.
Basically.
Because he wasn't prepared to settle down. Clearly, at 19, he still was sowing his wild oats, like most 19-year-olds are.
Yes.
Basically, he was cheating a lot. That's essentially what caused the breakup?
No, he wasn't cheating. He was, well, I guess you can technically call it cheating, but he was
Oh, he
talking.
wasn't successful?
No, he was not.
So why did you all break up?
There's a lot of backstory to it. So in June 2010, we lived together for 2 weeks, and he got drunk and kicked me out. And so
He got drunk and kicked you out?
He got drunk and kicked me out because we were living together. We lived together for like 2 weeks. It didn't last very long. And he kicked me out. And then me and my friends went to go eat at a restaurant that he was working in, and
Chuck E. Cheese.
Right. Go ahead.
No, it wasn't Chuck E. Cheese, but close enough. Anyways, he talked to me there and kind of convinced me that he was more mature and more responsible, so I decided I was going to give him a second chance. And on June 25th, 2011, we started dating again. And then not very long after that, it was on July 2nd, he proposed to me. And he didn't have a ring or anything like that at the time. And so
Let me allow him to give some background now before we get to the ring you're suing about, sir.
Okay.
When I did end up proposing to her, that was kind of like the ultimate symbol of my commitment, and I did mean it. It was after that, all her insecurities, I am still 19, I'll admit that. I still want to go out and have fun with my friends and like hang out sometimes. But when I would go hang out with them, she would accuse me of like cheating on her and lying. And it even got to the point.
She just told me she never thought you cheated.
Yeah, actually, I never accused you of cheating.
She never thought you cheated.
Not once. I did not
That's why I'm
ever say that.
confused. Why'd you all break up?
She actually got to the point where she made me call my friend, who was actually the witness here, and put him on speaker to clarify that I hadn't cheated on her. And then she had ended up calling off the engagement, and then about a week later, she broke up with me. So I moved out because it was a house with her mom, and her brother, and I just felt uncomfortable.
You lived there?
Mm-hmm. And I don't know for sure where we were going to live when we got married.
You all didn't have a place to live? You didn't have a plan on where you would live?
Not at the time, no.
Did your parents advise you against any of this?
For the most part, yeah.
Okay. What do you want to tell me about the ring? You were getting to that.
Yes, we went to the mall and decided to buy a ring. When we got there, I picked the one that I wanted out, and he was trying to get approved for credit, and he didn't get approved. So since I really wanted it, I went ahead and decided I was going to go ahead and try and get my credit approved, and I did. And so we got the ring, and he put $110 down on it, and I paid for the rest of it on the credit card.
How much was that?
It was $450.
That's
that was
what you
left on
paid?
it. That's what I paid. Yes.
Who has the ring?
The pawn shop has the
Who
ring.
pawned
'cause
it?
He did, and he admitted it to me after I asked him 4 separate times.
You pawned it, sir?
That's correct. After she called off the engagement and gave it back to me. Mm-hmm. And I had no use for it at that point.
Why didn't you give it back?
Because if she was calling off the engagement and giving it back to me, I mean,
She paid for it, sir.
she put it on
It wasn't
credit.
as if you gave her an engagement ring and she returned something to you which you had paid for. She paid for the ring, sir. And engagement rings are gifts conditioned upon marriage. And if the marriage doesn't happen, then each person is put back in the same place in which they were prior to the engagement. Now, what dog are you suing him about?
This is before everything started going to crap, basically. It was a yellow lab, and paid $400 for her. And then
Who did?
I did. And he had promised that he was going to pay half of everything that involved the
Who
dog.
has the dog now?
I actually ended up having to get rid of it because I can't afford to keep him by myself. So
And you paid all $400?
I paid all $400 plus all $300 for the
He promised
accessories.
to give you
Yes, he
a
did.
part of it. That's a promise of a gift. And a promise of a gift is not enforceable. Basically, he was cheating a lot. That's essentially what caused the breakup.
No, he wasn't cheating. He was, well, I guess you can technically call it cheating, but he was
Or he
talking.
wasn't successful.
No, he was not.
Plaintiff Charlie Dale says after the defendant proposed to her, she was forced to buy her own engagement ring.
Mom, you want to speak?
Well, I told her that I don't think that she should get married. If she's going to get engaged, wait till she's after school. That was the initial
What
plan.
about moving in with them? What did you tell her? What did you advise her?
Well, I just told her, asked her if she was sure. She's
Sure about what?
about moving in with him.
Oh, okay.
At the
Now I was referring to projecting perhaps the ramifications and the
Yeah,
things that
well,
might
yeah, I did.
happen, that how they're too young and perhaps they're not stable and they
Right.
can't afford to get married because you all don't even know where you're going to stay. That's the type of discussion you have to have. All right. Now, what did you stand up to tell me?
I was just going to stand up and say that I was a witness. I did drive them both to get the dog.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one who researched the dog on the internet,
Mm-hmm.
wanted the dog, picked the dog out, the place where we went to get the dog.
Mm-hmm.
And he did state in front of the person and myself
Mm-hmm.
that he was going to pay her half for the dog and the dog's expenses.
All right. There was no contract.
No, there was no contract.
Right. And so if there's no contract, verbal or otherwise, then he's promising you a gift. See, you can only have a contract when there's a give and take. You have to give him something in order for him to promise he's going to give you back something. All right, $550 for defamation. How has she defamed you?
Well, after like she broke up with me and left or whatever, I did actually, my witness here had access to her Facebook, and there were statuses either defaming, like saying things that defame me, or
Like what?
inviting
Tell me.
other people to defame me. See you in court, dumb for one, and then
Okay,
she
she did
invited
see you in court. Yeah,
Yes,
she's done that.
She is
What
right
else?
now. And then there's another one where she names a bunch of people and then says that anybody else who warned me about Eddie Heck, I'm sorry I didn't listen to you. And then
Okay, so how's that defamation? She's being truthful. She believes that she should have been warned.
That is
Anything
true.
else?
And there are other ones where she's talking about, or not just her, but like she invites defamation from other people.
No, I
like,
want to know what she says. She can't invite defamation and be sued for it. She has to defame you. The other people who actually defamed you, who went for her invitation, you have to sue them. Any other remarks that she made that you feel like
Not
defamed
directly,
you?
no.
All right,
That I can find.
$554 is your judgment, ma'am, and that is for the engagement ring. Good luck to you. Judgment for the plaintiff.
don't really care, honestly. I'm just glad that we're not together because we are obviously not good for each other. And quite frankly, I don't care about you. So that's all I've ever said.
Good luck in the future. Hopefully you get things straight.